George Washington in dark going left to right. LaSalle in white, right to left. And the control will go to LaSalle. GW has been in the MAWPC title game in each of the previous 4 seasons, winning it twice. LaSalle hasn't had a lot of success all time in MAWPC championship tournaments, just 1 win in the past 4 seasons. Now LaSalle inside the 6 up top. It's Tyler Williams. Williams getting guarded at the flat. Shot clock about 10 seconds. Luca Castorina, the freshman goalie from Catania Thistly, not facing the shot. And now here come the Colonials of Washington, D.C. GW is setting it for the hole. Mexico, Costa Rica. One of 4 freshman goalkeepers for LaSalle has it in the first minute. No score yet. Winner of this game will take on top-seeded and number 9 Bucknell for MAWPC top honors at around 3:30 p.m. Eastern today. Winner of that game will clinch a berth to the NCAA tournament. And that shot goes over Castorina, and LaSalle is on the board. 1-0. Take a look here. Inside. Nicely done. That looked like a goal for Cole Stroson, the senior from Newport Beach, California. Now the Colonials are on the attack. Now at the top. Faking about it, fires. Now to play. Take a look at this. Wide right. So 1-0 LaSalle, a minute plus into the contest. These teams back on February 28th. Played at Navy. GW eking out a 9-8 victory. Andres Levi scored a game winner for the Colonials with 2:25 to go. Takes a shot. On the play. Goal for Castorina. Castorina, last week's MAWPC Defensive Player of the Week, had 43 saves against 32 goals allowed in 3 games. And this is a semifinal on the CWPA Network, MAWPC Championship Tournament. Now inside, skip shot off the pipes. Oh boy, Costa Rica, happy he left unscathed. Now here's Williams dribbling with a wet pass, batted away and stolen by the Colonials. Watch out here, but Costa Rica takes it. This is LaSalle's 5th season of varsity. Has never had a season with more than 6 wins. 6 is the most twice, 2017 and 19. Now to the 5. Now at the right flat. Set inside. Oh, beautiful feed, and that's the finish for LaSalle. 2-0. That's Williams. Tyler Williams, look at this. And Castorina unable to respond. And with that, it's LaSalle in white 2. George Washington in dark. Nothing yet. Boy, Barry King right now, probably a little unraveled, uneasy on the sidelines. His 4th season with the Colonials. He's really turned this GW program around. Now to the flat, lost the handle. Set it to the hole, but taken by Costa Rica. Warriors have that taken aback by Henry Moss. Now will be Castorina heading left to right in dark for George Washington. 18 on the shot clock. LaSalle is assisted by Andre Nice, also a CWPA official. He's also announced some games on the CWPA network. Now LaSalle gets it after that ball out of bounds. 4 or so minutes left in the first quarter. Explorers of Philadelphia lead this one 2-0. Explorers the free seed, George Washington the 2. LaSalle has never been to a conference title game. And LaSalle would be a tough out for Bucknell should this result continue throughout the game. Now the Colonials on the outlet heading left to right and dart. Fake by Antonin Kralj. Set inside, and LaSalle's game plan right now is on point. Now in the 9-8 decision by GW over LaSalle on February 28th, Explorers were led 2 goals apiece from Ashlyn and 2 other players, and LaSalle is still firing on all cylinders. It's 3-0. Look at this. That's Ashlyn. Look at Lynn. Woo! Barry King not pleased with his team's play so far. It is a timeout for George Washington. 3:09 to go in the first quarter. 3 seed LaSalle in the white, 3. 2 seed George Washington in the white, nothing yet. How about Barry King, head coach for George Washington? His 4th season with the Colonials. From 1999 to 2016, the Colonials had 23 total regular season conference wins. With King at the helm, this is his 4th season, they've had 25 regular season conference victories. So he's really done an excellent job taking this program to new heights, which includes an NCAA tournament victory in 2018. And the Colonials still have nothing to show on Veljko, Costa Rica. In the 3 minutes to play, LaSalle in the first, LaSalle 3, George Washington nothing yet. Here in game 1 of 2. Now batting the ball, LaSalle. LaSalle trying to get its first ever win over the Colonials. We'll have our first power play opportunity of the game. We haven't had an exclusion, and that is against George Washington. 22nd man advantage. Explorers would love to get even more. Now inside, that's Josh DeLillo. Ordinary foul, even strength. Now we'll try to feed it side off the post. And Castorina is unscathed. Well, 2 or so minutes left here in the first period of play. Explorers in light lead at 3-0 over the Colonials of George Washington. And how about Veljko, Costa Rica? Anyway, LaSalle has scored 9 or fewer goals in each of its previous 5 losses. So if LaSalle gets double figures, and it might not be such good news for the Colonials. Shot clock winding down, and it'll be dumped in the corner. It'll be a goal throw for Castorina. I'm sure George Washington would like to see Andres Levi, number 8, get in on the action. It's out of play. Costa Rica has it for LaSalle. So Levi, number 8 in dark for GW, has 234 goals in his career, including 88 as a junior. Levi could be a potential MAWPC Player of the Year candidate. Each of the last 4 years had gone to the same player at Bucknell University. And that player is no longer there. Now, George Washington just looking for anything at the moment. Ordinary foul. Now we'll take it to the point, now to the right flat. Makes a shot right at the arms of Costa Rica. He's from Sredjanin, Serbia. LaSalle with limited time to go in the first, looking to extend that lead. George Washington has played games this season in which it failed to score in the first quarter. In an 8-2 loss to number 10 Navy on February 12th, it was 0-0 after 1-0 at the half, but could not get any momentum. Didn't even score until the fourth quarter. That will do it here for the first quarter of play. LaSalle, a surprising hot start through 8 minutes. The free seed Explorers in light lead it by a score of 3-0 over the George Washington Colonials. LaSalle heading right to left in white. George Washington left to right in dark. Now for our second quarter sprint. LaSalle will take it. One of these teams will have its season come to a close with this game. The other, NCAA tournament aspirations, will continue on against the Bucknell Bison at around 3:30 p.m. Eastern today. LaSalle trying to get over Castorina. Unfortunate that time. Now here come the Colonials, trying to get on the board for the first time. Skip shot, blocked in the field. Carl Miller. And now Puerto Rico with it, but it's an offensive foul and an exclusion foul called on LaSalle, so it'll be the first power play of the game. Now George Washington would like to get on the board. Even strength, lost the handle. Got to mind the clock. Takes the shot. Whoa, sailed that into another area. Whoa, looked like I was heading to another state. And LaSalle still baffling the Colonials. In the first quarter, I alluded that the Player of the Year in each of the last 4 years in the MAWPC was a player from Bucknell. That was Ronnie Jasimovic. And boy, he could score almost any time he touched the ball. But it's a different team this season for Bucknell, which is 3-1. And Jasimovic has since graduated. Now the Colonials looking to get an answer. GW lost each of its first 3 games of the season. Each of the previous 2 games GW has played heading into this game had been 1-goal differences. Looks like there was a delay of game on LaSalle. So second power play for GW. Now, Colonials really got to get things going here. Down 3-0, about 6 or so minutes to go in the second. Ooh, a squeaker, and it gets past. The GW is finally on the board here in the second. Take a look at this. That's Henry Moss. Sweet move. That's Moss' first of the game. And it's a 2-goal differential here in the second quarter. Barry King, head coach for GW, had spent a lot of years at Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana, coaching before coming to GW in 2017. Barry King is 63-31 so far at GW. Explorers, though, would like to get back on the board. Williams out with a pass. Getting stifled. Setting up inside. And able to turn it over. See if Castorina can get a good outlet. Looks like Schroeder, Nick Schroeder. If not Schroeder, that could be Levi or Crouch. That's Levi. And will force the issue. Here on the power play. So third power play in the second quarter for the Colonials. Trying to set up a drive pass, egg beater motion. We'll take it back from the point. It was Victor Jovanovic. Unfortunate that time. Velsko, Costa Rica now will have the outlet for LaSalle, heading right to left and white. 3 in the first, 0 in the second for LaSalle. George Washington, 0 in the first, 1 in the second. In NCAA, both of these programs are in the Atlantic 10. Off the chest, it's secured by Luca Castorina. Now the Colonials faking, heading right, left to right, set for the hole. They lost the handle, stolen by Kellen Schimmeler, the sophomore from Regina, Saskatchewan. Tom Hyam right now has to feel good about his team's performance. In fact, his journey to LaSalle started from Arizona, then to California, then to Philadelphia. An exclusion call goes against George Washington in the second power play opportunity for the Explorers. Did not connect the first time. And be really methodical on this possession. GW will also make a substitution. Set inside, up top, it's Strosan. Thought about it, it's even strength. Fires and secures it anyway with another score. It's 4-1 Explorers. Take a look at this. Wow. That looks like that might have been number 5. Kiahi Horan, or number 6, Carl Miller. And it's now LaSalle leading 4-1 over GW here in the second. Now the Colonials down by 3 again. Now got to take a shot at some point. Blocked in the field again. And I believe Tom Hyam would like to discuss this further. Timeout called by the Explorers. .2:42 to go here in the first half. LaSalle leading 4-1. with a berth to the MAWPC title game on the line for the winner of this one to take on the Bucknell Bison. Bucknell is a tough team coached by John McBride. It's McBride's 10th season at the helm for the Bison. An interesting stack for Bucknell. Under McBride, the Bison have scored, I believe, 2,998 goals, so whoever wins this game, if it gives up 2 goals, would be conceding the 3,000th goal scored by the Bison under the direction of McBride. That will be interesting to watch later on. So Williams has it. LaSalle called timeout, so each team with 2 full timeouts remaining. Explorers now taking its time with 3 in the first, 1 in the second. Now to the right flat. Stifling coverage. Set up for the hole. And it was intended for Helen Schimler. Not this time. Now, Luca Castorina. The outlet. In the 9-8 regular season victory by GW over the Explorers on February 28th, Andres Levi had a game-high 3 goals, including the game winner with 2:25 to go in regulation. Now, Costa Rica with the outlet for LaSalle heading right to left and white. Now approaching enemy territory, the GW end. Inside 6 meters, got about 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Take it up to the point. Williams might want to go shopping here. He could take it. He will! But it might have been a foul on the Explorers. And the Colonials in dark, heading left to right. Down 3 now. 4-1. LaSalle has led the whole way so far. They've had trouble inside 2 meters, the Colonials have. Five different Colonials scored against the Explorers last Sunday in that 9-8 win at the Naval Academy. That was a little before we found out Navy could not participate for the rest of the season. Now Luca Castorina has his sights on his teammates with limited time to go in the first half. Here in the Mid-Atlantic Water Polo Conference semifinals at Bucknell. Now will be the 4th power play opportunity in the second quarter for the Colonials. Gotta be careful with how many exclusions you have, because if you get 3, you are done. You'll be able to recover. Trying to set up top. Another perimeter pass, lost the handle. Even strength. Levi, and that's a shot clock violation. Either that, or that's the end of the quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the first half. So in the third quarter, LaSalle in white still head right to left. George Washington in dark, left to right. This season, teams are allowed to stay on the same ends the entire game due to health and safety protocols. And you could either sit or stand on the bench if you choose to. And George Washington really needs to get going. George Washington lost an 8-2 affair to Navy on February 12th, in which it had been held scoreless that first half, and didn't score till the fourth quarter, had just 1 goal in the first 16 minutes of this one. Now the Explorers of LaSalle looking to continue getting even more. The Explorers all-time in MAWPC championship tournaments 1-11. That includes its time in the MAWPC West. There will be a shot clock violation on LaSalle. This is a much needed defensive stop for the Colonials. GW coming off back-to-back 20-plus win campaigns in 2018 and 19. Ordinary foul. Set inside. Oh, what a stop there by Veltco, Costa Rica. Playing his mind out right now. And you knew from the regular season finale, the 9-8 win by GW over the Explorers last weekend, LaSalle, it's not easy to handle. Picked off in the field. I believe that's Levi. With that, I think he might move up to 8th all-time at the least in steals of at least 161 in GW history. How about another stop by Costa Rica? He hasn't always had a full game in goal. You also have Alex Sanderson, Tanner Powell, and Enrique Carrasco, who could also chip in to defend the pipes for LaSalle. Explorers in white heading right to left, minute into this third, leading 4-1. Edge out of bounds. Goal throw for Luca Castorina. And GW has been to the MAWPC title game in each of the previous 4 seasons, which included 2016 with Adam Foley at the helm. And Barry King took over in 2017 in his first season, led GW to its first conference title. Easy pickings made for Costa Rica. Another substitution looks like it's going to be made. And around the country this season, we've seen a lot of games in which teams had scored 10, given up 10, but here, it's an all-defensive showdown, showing fake, a little short. In this game, could be decided by the final horn. Right now, 3 goals is not safe for LaSalle. There's a steal. Open daylight here for the Explorers. Williams, he does it. It's not Williams, it's Daniel DeMotor. He motors his way to a 5-1 lead. Look at DeMotor. He looks back. And Costa Rica, and that's actually Castorina, unable to read it. Daniel DeMotor, the senior from Budapest, Hungary, was hungry to get the Explorers a 4-goal lead. LaSalle started the season with a 14-5 loss against Navy, then picked up 2 wins over Iona, including the program's first ever win at the LaSalle University pool. That was on February 21st, 2021, 19-15 over Iona. Iona participated in the MAWPC East Northern section this season, along with LaSalle and Fordham. Fordham only got 1 game in this season. That was a 17-11 win by the Rams over the Gales back on February 12th. That was on the CWPA network. Takes it. And GW will come up with the possession. Now 5 or so minutes left in the third. LaSalle leads it 5-1 here in the MAWPC semifinal at Bucknell. 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third for the Explorers. the Colonials in dark, just the Henry Moss goal in the second off the left pipe. LaSalle played Bucknell on February 27th at Navy, lost 9-7, so LaSalle won't be an easy task for the reigning champion Bison. Now from the point, takes it off the crossbar, back in play. So the shot clock's reset. Took an eternity to come down. Outlet by Luca Castorina. Now the Colonials merging into enemy territory. The territory has not been kind so far for the Colonials. Ordinary foul called on the Explorers inside 6 meters. Across 6 on the shot clock. Antonin Crouch will try his luck. Blocked in the field. Explorer ball. LaSalle still with that 5-1 edge. Wire to wire lead so far. And the Explorers have scored 9 or fewer goals in each of their previous 5 losses. Last loss with 10 or more goals came on November 23rd, 2019. 15-13 against Wagner at MAWPC Championship Tournament. A beater fired off of Castorina. Back it goes for the Colonials, heading left to right. In dark. Right now it's a 4-goal difference. GW gets another much needed boost. 5-2 now. We'll take a look at it here. Looks like Ford Bruggen. Look at Bruggen go. 1-on-3 nonetheless. That's his first of the game. And it's now with limited time left here, less than a couple minutes left. It's 5-2. LaSalle. By the way, under the direction of Barry King, the Colonials are 22-15 in games decided by 3 or fewer goals. So GW has been used to close ones. Each of the previous 2 games heading in this one were decided by a goal for GW. Those were split. Trying to go away off the hands of Castorina. And Luca will have an important outlet here. Colonials have yet to put back-to-back goals on the score sheet. To our knowledge, LaSalle has not played a game in which teams combined for fewer than 10. And LaSalle's program began varsity in 2016. Had been a club team before that. In fact, assistant coach Andre Nice had been the coach of the club team prior to LaSalle's varsity status. Tom Hyham, the head coach of LaSalle, his daughters inspired him to take this coaching job. Next, some of his daughters went to rival school, are going to rival schools nonetheless. MAAC schools in the women's. They called the timeout by Barry King. He really needs to get his troops going. 19 seconds to go in the third, and this one is far from over. LaSalle leading wide of wire, 5-2 over the Colonials. We're watching the winter 2021 Men's MAWPC Championship Semifinals on the CWPA Network. Winner of this current game between 2C George Washington and 3C LaSalle will take on top-seeded and number 9 host Bucknell in the MAWPC title game later today at around 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Winner of that game will be MAWPC champion and move on, circumstances permitting, to the March 18th to 21st NCAA tournament hosted at University of Southern California. Mary King called his second of 3 full timeouts. This is a much needed possession and not successful that time. Shot clock is unplugged here in the third. See if LaSalle has one last effort. And Castorina secures it. 24 minutes in the books. Oh, this is a low-scoring affair. LaSalle 1-11 all-time in conference championship tournaments. In each of the last 4 seasons, GW has played for a title, winning the conference in 2017 and 18, including the program's first NCAA tournament win in 2018. In fact, in that 2018 NCAA opening round win, GW trailed host Princeton 11-6 at one point in the third before going on a 6-0 run, forcing overtime, and able to make history before ultimately coming up short the next round, 18-6 to number 2 UCLA. Andres Levi, number 8 in dark, has been quiet for GW. 234 career goals, 7th most all-time in the program. He really needs to make noise if the Colonials want to have any chance of coming back, as LaSalle has been winning sprints. Now 10 seconds left on the shot clock for the Explorers. It's Daniel DeMotor trying to go for lob over the net, and Luca Castorina needs to have a brilliant outlet now. And it was picked off in the field by LaSalle. And this LaSalle program has struggled with consistency over years. Now trying to pick up an accomplishment, a win in a semifinal. LaSalle will be on the power play. 30-second timeout taken by Tom Hyam. Right now, LaSalle is 2-4. In terms of record, George Washington 1-3. Now we'll take it to the right side, inside enemy territory. Good take there. The skip shot is out of play by Calvin Schimmeler. Now Luca Castorina will have it again. About 6 minutes to go in regulation. LaSalle in dark 5, in white 5, George Washington in dark 2. Schimmeler will pick up the pieces. He had 7 combined goals. Been a lot of games in the NCAA this season that have had at least 20 combined. Haven't been many MAWPC games that haven't been decided by 3 or fewer. There have been a couple that have been 1 goal difference, 2 goal difference, maybe even 4 goal difference. Now GW with it. Ball under foul called at the hole for GW. Explorers with it. Under the direction of Tom Hyam, LaSalle is 4-10 in games decided by 3 or fewer goals. When you're within that 3-goal range, you are competitive. Set inside. That does not get past Castorina. He's able to get his hand on it. That was awfully close. Now the Colonials heading left to right and dark. Here's a cross, 15 on the shot clock. Touches the rope. Should be a 2-meter corner. That might be the first 2-meter of the game for either team. So in terms of LaSalle making defensive mistakes, haven't been many. And this will make LaSalle a tough team should this result hold for Bucknell in the title game at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. I believe LaSalle is looking for win number 1 over Bucknell. LaSalle has never defeated the Colonials either. GW 7-0 all-time against LaSalle. But it looks like it will be 7-1 unless GW can get its act going. If GW fails to score, it will be the second time this season the Colonials will be held to 2 or fewer goals. Most goals GW's had this season, 12. LaSalle, most goals it had, 19. It was a win over Iona. Now with a lob, out of play, goal throw for Castorina. Antonin Crouch. Now to the right flat. I believe that had been Levi. Andres Levi would like to have a say. Off the post! Nice hand by Velchko Costa Rica. LaSalle a couple minutes away from the stunner. LaSalle is exactly playing the way it should in order to beat the Colonials. This has been a season unlike any other, albeit it's in the winter. Looks like we may have a 5-meter penalty for it to come. Interference at around the hole. This will be a critical point of this game. Maybe 3-4 minutes left. LaSalle scores here. GW, it's an uphill battle. It's Daniel DeMotor. DeMotor fires and scores! It's 6-2. Explorers, DeMotor. Helping the cause. Take a look at this. He was focused. Had that corner at his sights. Boom! 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth for LaSalle. GW 0-1-1-0. And I'm not sure if anyone imagined LaSalle would be holding an opponent to 2 goals close to halfway through the 4th quarter of a game. I believe this would be a program best for least goals allowed. The least amount of goals allowed in a game in a non-exhibition. And that's out of play! Goal throw for Velchko Costa Rica and LaSalle heading right to left and white. This is a program that wants to continue its story. But its next loss will close the book on this season. And timeout is called. So the Explorers of Philadelphia lead it by 4. Led wire to wire here at Bucknell over the Colonials, trying to look for their first ever win over George Washington. Winner of this game will take on Bucknell in the MAWPC title game at around 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Bucknell returning to the pool later on this afternoon after a successful 2-0 weekend last weekend with wins over LaSalle and GW at Navy. Both of those games were decided by 2 goals or less, so Bucknell knows how to play it close. And that could be to LaSalle's favor. Now LaSalle on the power play out of the timeout. Batted in the field. And that's a critical block with under 3 minutes to play. GW needs to get 4 goals in the next 2.5 minutes without conceding. There are no placement games this season. You win, you advance. You lose, you're done. And the Explorers continuing. Ashlyn will back it up to the half-distance line. LaSalle's doing a great job taking the clock down. And GW trying to play it with caution. Thinking Castorina. Watch it hit the rope. Luca Castorina, a freshman, will have a lot of growth in the future. And that's if the circumstances permit. The GW just looking to chip away, and that's a good start right there to make it 6-3. Nicely done for Nick Schroeder, the junior out of Orinda, California. His first knock. But under 2 minutes to play, you really have to play half-distance defense. 9 combined goals, which would be the lowest in an MAWPC game this season. Least goals LaSalle had in the game this season had been in a 14-5 loss to Navy, but the Explorers right now playing keep away. And that was a smart move to get the shot clock violation. And George Washington will use its final timeout. 1:15 to go. 3 seed LaSalle in the white 6. 2 seed George Washington in the dark 3. GW 0 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. LaSalle 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. And it's been all Explorers. Both of these teams had close games against Bucknell. GW lost 8-7 to the Bison on February 27th. Also on the same day, the Explorers lost 9-7 to Bucknell, both at Navy. Bucknell is the number 9 team in the nation. GW lost to Bucknell in the MAWPC title game last year, 9-4. Year before, the Colonials took down the Bison for the MAWPC title. Set inside, and an exclusion will go against LaSalle. GW, unfortunate that time. And I think LaSalle will use its last timeout. Tom Hyam is going to tell his troops what to do. Full season, as there might be only 1 possession left. Again, each institution has faced some level of constraint regarding COVID protocols. Some institutions couldn't even host, and others were only on a limited basis, and many had travel restrictions. Make sure to check us out on collegiatewaterpolo.org for schedules, season awards, and more, including streaming information. Last weekend had been the MAWPC West Championship Tournament. McKendree defeating Gannon in the title game 21-8 for McKendree's second title in 3 seasons. Kendree 7-0. in the MAWPC West. Colleen Wishway, named coach of the tournament. Matthew Haygood, player of the tournament. And Jason O'Donnell out of Mount St. Mary's, one bookie of the tournament. Congratulations to all. Now LaSalle at half distance with time about to expire. We'll dump it off. And George Washington does not really have any time left. 33 seconds. And GW will use its final timeout. I think all they had left was a 30. So Barry King is facing the inevitable. GW's lowest finish in the MAWPC, dating back to 2016. Third place. That is pummeled out of play. From the crossbar, shot clock's unplugged, and LaSalle will have its story continue. Just its second win in 13 opportunities in the MAWPC tournament. But GW says, we're not done yet. 6-4. Take a look at this. Not paying a lot of attention. And that's DJ Davis from Alamo, California, saying, I'm not done yet. He might be a junior, but what about our seniors? Andres Levi, 234 goals. Hadn't scored in this one. 2-1 scoring margin in this one. But LaSalle wins it 6-4. The Explorers season continues. George Washington comes to an end at 1-4. So LaSalle improves to 3-4 in the season and would take on the Bucknell Bison at 3:30 p.m. Eastern with the winner. Moving on to the NCAA tournament, March 18th to 21st. Circumstances permitting at the University of Southern California.